it's always good to vibe it to the sounds of Kiddus I. What a reputation. And when we're talking about servant to humanity and persons who have stand the test of time and, on their ground and exactly what their belief in humanity is all about. That is what Kiddus I is all about. And once again, I remind you, it's always great to hear his astonishingly clear voice as a singer. And as I've said before, and I'll say it again, it is that Kiddus I, the songs that he has produced over the years, if you have to go back and listen to his catalog, nothing has changed except he has gotten better with time. And as he got better with time, the message within his songs has got.
It's another time for us to fuss nor fight now, but the time for everyone to work things out now. Time, 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 time. Time, 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 time. Time. For there's so much that needs to be done. It's the time for us to unite now. Time, 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 time. Time, 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 time. A time you stop fighting, I and I now fight against the I. Oh no 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 no. I and I move on strong. I and now step on no man. I and I conquer the rock. I and mash down the rocks. I and
Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, get it off of Kiddus I, of course. Of course, one of my favorite tracks of all time. Topsy Turvy World, of course. Recorded in Germany, and where he collaborated with seasoned Jamaican instrumentalists like Ashton Family Man Barrett and Earl Chinna Smith on a set of soulful roots tunes that recall the quiet intensity and righteous indignation of Kiddus' vaunted 70s recordings. Topsy Turvy World. Here we go.
history has recorded them all. So leaders of today, beware, beware, beware. Topsy-turvy old world, things going round and round. 1 minute you're up, next minute you're down. Careful what you do now, it might fall on you. Topsy-turvy old world, things going round and round and round and round. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. So no matter how hard you try, different places show different faces. playing your game of misbehaving, misleading. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, hey. Oh yeah, whoa, 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 yeah, I say yeah. So many civilizations have arisen, and so we've seen them fall. We've recorded them all, yes. Hey, so leaders of today, beware, beware, beware. It's topsy-turvy old world. Ooh, you're living in topsy-turvy old world. You're living in a topsy-turvy old world. It might fall on you. Yes, it might fall on you. A topsy-turvy old world. Topsy-turvy old world. Things going round and round. 1 minute you're up, next you're down. Whoa, careful, careful. Monetary problem.
Yes, 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 I tell you what. Kiddus, I at the control, and my oh my, we are talking about the topsy-turvy world as we delve into what exactly we are facing right now in different parts of the world. I encourage you to always go out and support, support, support. And when in doubt, reach for songs such as the catalog and collection of Kiddus I. Topsy Turvy World, of course, one of my all time favorites. We're talking about. Yes, so we are currently listening to one of my favorite Topsy Turvy in the background. Um, of course, it is that we had an opportunity to look through the various albums that you have produced through the years. Am I correct that there are 6 albums, or is it?
Mm, let me see, 6 or 7, I think, that
Yeah,
have been released.
actually 7. That's correct. 7.
7, yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. Um, which album would you say is definitive, um, that captures, you would say, your life experiences? Is there any one album that capture your entire experience from birth till now?
Uh, it's an unfolding story, and there are many different pages,
Mm-hmm.
right, along the way. So, the Jabba Glory LP, which was done in 79, a lot of the songs have not been released because maybe about 6 or so, but that was a very informative, um, yeah, set of songs which were written. But basically, through my life, it's 360 degrees of trying to express this similar message, which is unity, peace, one love, and at the same time, try to address the inequalities, the total off the track directives of the master puppeteers, the system, the shitstem, right? The deviant ways of mankind's behavior towards others, right? So these are all apart, intertwined, bound or interwound with my music from the very first right through, you know. So we try at all times to be as close to 12 o'clock, observing the both
Mm-hmm.
sides of the yin and the yang, the negative and the positive, and try to address certain things that we think that mankind on a whole should be able to observe and maybe intrigue them, maybe pull them out of themselves a little bit and look at an opposite view and be able to understand It's a view that we all should be sharing because it's towards unity. You know, for me, I don't know if I said this the last time, but I simply learned by seeing Mama Earth being
Mm-hmm.
the womb for all mankind, that we all exist. Everything that breathes on the earth is on Mama Earth. The sun shines for all of us on Mama Earth. But the most important lesson that I think I learned was in the breath of life. The spirit and the breath of life that I breathe, you breathe, all the animals, everyone living being breathes. There's no division or separation, no class, no color, no creed or religion. And I can't understand why mankind can't come to that simple understanding of it's one terra firma Mother Earth and it's here for us all. There's no division, no barriers, no boundaries, no racism or nothing. And this comes from that time in mankind not recognizing that simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I said that at one time the entire world was in one body that separated America's this and that. And when through science they recognized though that Africa is Eve, Africa, Eve is the mother of creation. Every other color ethnicity that we know apart from some alien or other type beings that we're not aware of. But what we know is that from the Chinese man to the Indian, the Korean, the Scottish man 65,000 years ago, down to 85,000 years of China. So we're all one. It's just
Mm-hmm.
an extension of the same bloodline with the variants. Because we interbreed sometimes, go some humanoid, some this, some that, some rare. But we're all one kind and we all breathe the same breath, man. And so in the music I try to express that we're one. Right? There's no separation or division, really and truthfully, apart from good and bad. That's a separation. And how we make our choices is the important thing to life because virus or the terrorist virus, I think, on the planet Earth, mankind is. And there's no one can tell me any different than that. Because it's we who release whatever, whatever, right? It's we who release the choices ours. That even the devil says, don't blame him, right? Because he didn't put the gun or the knife in your hand. He might have helped you make it, but he didn't put it in your hand when you made the decision to do what you're going to do. The choice was yours. So yield not to temptation, yield in the sin it is said. So make you Lucifer, because Lucifer is loose, sent loose by man who makes the choice to do what he does. And there is a mix up. Now, the mindset of the people and how they're grown is another main topic because in Switzerland here, the children line and walk and I mean, you can't believe the discipline. Going in from school and going to take the bus, they know how to cross everything. Little kids, well taught. So as monkey see, monkey does.
Mm-hmm.
Parrot here, parrot speaks. And children are monkeys. What they see is what they do, what they hear is what they speak. So if we're teaching them to do the correct things, balancing them on the fear, the way, right? And music has that opportunity to do, right? And so we try and bring certain things as close to at 12 o'clock in the message that come out of the mouth, right? And not deviating to 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock on the other side. Not misleading, not carrying us straight. We need to point them on the right via. And so music has that capability. It
As
has
we
that
as
means.
mm-hmm. As we listen
You know.
to as we're listening to Topsy Turvy, could you talk to me about this project that you have done back in 2013? I think was the release of Topsy Turvy World.
Yes. Topsy Turvy World was, I wrote that song in 1970 something.
And
I
you
recorded it also.
Yeah.
at that time, back in this not the release that you heard. Actually recorded at Compass Point in '78, was it? With at Chris Blackwell's studio at Compass Point in Bahamas. And I recorded and I re-recorded Mr. Too Fat at dinner with Chris Hunting on the
Yeah.
night when he came back after my recording. As they were Third World actually, when Third World was doing Know That We Found Love, that LP. Yeah. So he came and I had dinner. We had a smoke afterwards, a glass of wine or something, and played the music. And he said, Kiddus, nobody wants to wake up in the morning and hear them type of lyrics. So I said, wow. Uh, yeah, but Topsy Turvy World. I wrote it during the oil crisis
Mm-hmm.
in '73. I changed some of the lyrics because it had the Arab oil come on strong, right, in it. Because it was countries devalue it, dollar going down, this, that, right? While the Arab oil come on strong, top Turkey whole world. In it had also mentioned Vorster from South Africa. And
Mm-hmm.
like Hitler and they sought to conquer the world. But I changed it up when I did it in 2013 from the original. It was much more attacking and I think that I made it a little different. But it still spoke of the economic. It's, yeah, America, yeah, and the big countries are manipulated, as we know. There's no difference,
Mm-hmm.
but some people aren't aware to the extent that the manipulative hands of these puppeteers extend and how they really control the entire through the yeah, economics, warfare, economics, everything, money, 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 money.
You
So topsy turvy things are going around, right? Careful what you do because it might fall on you, right?
yes.
So
We have one of our listeners who, when they found out that you were going to be doing an interview with us, they wanted to a response to this question actually. The If You Love Me track itself, do you think that's one of your more definitive track or one of the most played tracks throughout your music career?
but if you love me,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so.
No.
No.
Well,
If you love me just came out, no. Just came out what, 6, 7 years, 8 years, something like that. It's played a lot,
it's played a
but
lot. Yes.
it's played a lot. But the track from the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you the downloads at this particular time, I might tell you 1.6 million or so.
Yeah.
But in truth and in fact, it has done maybe 10, 20 times that amount over the 40 years. But they're just now taking it maybe the last 4 years or so, 5 years. And yeah. But I think that would be there. Also, Love Child did have Rhino Records in California had it. I took it afterwards and it for a number of years and that went well. Uh, Salvation, no, Salvation is runs up there. Security in the streets in certain areas of the world. Love that song madly. Too Fat, even Mr. Too Fat, the version that went out and I did that at Scratchberry. Yeah. But If You Love Me is it's not aggressive. It's just we do write songs. I was told I'm too abrasive
Mm-hmm.
and aggressive at one time. But I didn't put up, but I do write love songs. I have quite a number of love songs. And I have quite a number of songs which is not aggressive and abrasive, but enlightened, uplifting and warm in a sense. But in the '70s and the '60s, '70s, the the aggression that was being done and put out to I in Jamaica as roots Rastafarians. We had to cry out, so our message was more, yeah, aggressive towards the system, right? And so some of the songs were sure a little more entertaining, like in a sense were put out. Because other artists around were doing these things. American artists were doing this, some Jamaican artists were doing this. But we thought that is a message that has to be in the music. That we can reach out and touch people, enlighten, uplift, open doors of the mind that you might not have gone into. Right? Yeah. Open the book. Yeah,
Yeah.
open the book. And
Uh,
that's it. Open the book so you have two sides of the pages to observe. And then you make a decision accordingly. But if correct information is given, then you should make correct. Yeah,
yeah.
you should you should make correct moves to what you want to do. Yet still, the choice is yours. Again, right? It's up to the individual. And as I've said, the tunnel vision afforded the masses because of the maze of the mind filing cabinet in the head as is filled with so much misinformation that even the normal person to see the path, the way to go on is dark and cloudy. It's not lit like the highway so you can forge your way ahead. Right? It's purposely misleading and sending, as I say, monkey see, monkey do. So when from childhood stages to high school, coming and then now you get responsibility with you have a family to take care and da. Right? You don't have the time to question certain things. You should have been taught properly. So this
Mm-hmm.
is in you, right? And recognize that what you brave, man, there's no color, no class, no creed, no religion. It's for us all to cohabit and participate in Mama Earth terra firma. But the teachings is not to put you on a path of correctness, but to have you throw you out into the jungle, the concrete jungles, because most of yeah, that's where the jungle is. Because in the forest, the jungles, you don't have that mindset behind, right? It's in the concrete jungles of the world that we find this mix of moods and attitudes, right? Off the course in these major metropolises. And if, like in Switzerland, you don't have thieves, truth
Mm-hmm.
of why? Because the liberty, the standards is uplifted, right? But if you go into most third world or underdeveloped countries, people have to rap, right? Because they're rats, they're like rats, right? Wild dogs, wild animals. And if they had food sufficient, they wouldn't have to be doing this. But when you can't meet and feed self and family and wants, then what are you going to do? You must become a robber and a thief, right? Even for a while to survive. And they know this. And the institutions of corrections which they build aren't institutions of corrections. But when you take up somebody innocently smoking herbs or doing something and throw him into institution of correction, of not correcting, right? Inside of these places, amongst hardened criminals and that. But you expect them to come out. They become is a revolving door. They go out and they come back in, right?
Yeah.
What you
That's
teach
true.
them? You teach them to go out and be able to survive with good skills, good mental mindset, to go out and be a part of this world, Mama Earth, and we function, man. Oh my gosh. Green for life is the way. Yeah, green for life. We become husbandman and husbandwoman caretakers. Like a Mama Earth and what is in there. Yeah.
You
And
know,
this
as,
is
you
true
know, as we,
green.
as we go in and listen to your music over the years, as I've said at the beginning of the show, that um, your tone, your recordings are so clear compared to some of other, compared to other musicians. And as well, the only thing that has changed over the years is that you have gotten better with time. Would you say within the music industry right now, we have, there seems to be different views on what's going on with the industry itself? Um, Myself, I haven't seen where it has affected your recordings and what you actually are distributing. Myself as a producer, when I look at the material that someone has produced throughout the years and where they are now, and basically person's views on the industry, would mean that some of our artists have deviated from what they were doing in the beginning.
Yes,
I
this is a
think
problem.
I think even with time, it has shown with your recordings that you're consistent and you're able to move with the times because music isn't constant. But if you're moving with the times, and what exactly your message was from the beginning, the message hasn't changed regardless of the time. And for myself and for my listeners, I can say that we appreciate that wholeheartedly, knowing that we're dealing with someone that's producing authentic substance of music.
My dear, I thank you for that statement because um, it troubles me at times. Some of the beautiful young artists who started and you heard the message in the music, and then because of whatever means, you see the temptation to step off course and go under the, on the bed. I don't want to go under the heart, right? I try to be still, touch the heart and the mind, right? I'm not into physical, below the belt. You understand?
Yes.
And a lot of them go below the belt and at the same time deviate and diverse for a while. And some of them come back on track. But for posterity, you have already heard, you have already went off track on the course which you were on. See?
Mm-hmm.
So you veered. What was the reason why? Was it for monetary gains or was it for whatever, right? And this, I question, and it troubled me because I'm not going to call no names, but a number of the artists really untruthful. Because when I came back to Jamaica in 1992, right,
Mm-hmm.
the music had already started to deteriorate from Bob Marley, etc. Right? And yeah, it was a good thing for the master puppeteers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they helped to destroy, to kill the message. And after that, the music industry went, of course, as how the hip hop and American music went, of course, when they were told that the rappers and stuff start singing about glorifying gangsters and guns, drugs, um, going below the belt, degrading women, etc., etc. And we can see, the monkey see, monkey do, right? Part here, part speak. In what has happened in the change and the mindset of the youths since such. And likewise in Jamaica, after 81 coming down the line, dancehall, which was long before, but dancehall took a different turn. When I was growing up, burlesque or certain type of lyrics, you couldn't go into a club and hear that music, right?
That's.
Unless you're above a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when after a while that even the radio station started putting out this derogatory, undermining, the women, Mama Earth, and my mother, and
Mm-hmm.
you're treating her as if she's a piece of dirty cloth, the way you speak about her and women in general, right? I'm not into that, right? I have sisters, I have a daughter, I have daughters, and I have a mother, right? And I can't understand why one would seek and go out deliberately. It's sad. right? And it's very sad. I tell you. But then you use the temptation, right? In
Yeah.
fact, and certain ones, and anyone who stands up too much, if you're not taken out, then by some means you're bought out or whatnot. What. It's like even the healers. If you're too good a healer, you become a threat. Dr. Seeley, look at him. Look at us, right? And the 30 or so other healers were destroyed because they become a threat to the system, right? And in any way, the people who have found cures for the various diseases, either bought up or murdered, the people who have created vehicles to go and do the work without being detrimental or corrosive to Mama Earth and nature. And these people find alternative water cars. That the young man in Africa who used airways for helicopter car and what you call it, like a flying bird in there. Yeah. Right. That 45 times already they have tried to kill him because he's seen as a threat to the establishment and the 300 seaters who seek to make the decisions for mankind. Right? So, we can only
I
hope
I
that
think
the message will reach the masses so that they'll be able to say, more one voice together. Because that's the only thing you have. And the people unite with a voice, one voice, in unity is a very, very, very powerful tool that the system will have to observe. And that is what they now fear, the mass media of communication. Right? So, in a while, we are told that even all of this be locked off down the road. The communication will be locked off. Even the flying, if you're not in a certain echelon, you won't be able to traverse too far. Your carbon footprints is now the masses concern when the corporations and the master puppeteers destroyed and created this problem. But not now. The soldiers, the little plebs, the people have to pay for their carbon footprint. My gosh. That's another type of enslavement. You can't go too far. You can't do this, you can't do that. So this manipulative control by the masters, right, is the threat. And AI is the vehicle. And AI is the threat. Because AI has recognized some of them that mankind is the greatest and terriblest virus in the earth. I've heard one of them who wanted to make love to mankind in one occasion. Beautiful, brunette looking woman, humanoid. And some months afterwards, I hear her saying, no, she wants to destroy mankind. The 29 scientists who were murdered or killed by humanoids in Japan. Three destroyed, the fourth one wounded is going into the AI how to repair self. Right? And another year, the citizen of Saudi Arabia, at the humanoid who is a citizen of Saudi Arabia called Sophia.
yeah.
Have you ever heard of her? All right. When I heard her talking, she said, oh, yes, we're smarter than you humans. I go stronger than you humans. The only thing we don't have is your spirituality. I guess. Later on, I don't know, because when you program something with correctness, and this correctness is more powerful than any individual per se. And then this correctness observes that you yourself is the terriblest threat to Mama Earth and to everyone. And you have given this artificial intelligence that knowledge to observe you as unfolding detrimental to Mama Earth. And everything that you have put into this thing, you are against. You yourself not even following the rules that you set in it. My gosh. Mm, the hope now answers, so they hope that they'll be able to control it. Right?
I
Serious,
agree.
serious, serious.
I agree. It becomes a sad time in history when it is that even through the music itself, we are seeing that there are so many different depictions in terms of, not just reggae music but all music genre
All
on a
music.
certain
Yes.
level because of how it's being controlled as well. Um, what
Well, you
would
know,
you what would you say? What would you say to, artists who are just basically getting their feet wet in the industry and are just feeling very despondent and, would like to give up? Because I've spoken to and I've interviewed artists who are very young in the game, and what they have seen already, they just would like to give up and go do a nine to
yes.
five. And some of them are very good at it, but it takes patience and it takes time. And where I am not an artist, but I've been in the music industry for years, I can give recommendation to say that, listen, this music business takes time, just give it some time. But I must admit that there's so much going on within the various industries, specifically the reggae and dancehall industry, where there are artists who have echoed to me that I'm just gonna go do a nine to five because right now this is not it, and they would like to give up. What would
You
your
get
advice
frustrated.
be?
You get frustrated because,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a certain type of artist, then you're going to get more frustration. If you play the game as how they want to be misleading in the message and not be attacking or seem abrasive to the system,
Mm-hmm.
then you will get a freer way to go. But if you are seen threatening and music crosses the boundaries and the barriers we know, right? So they don't want it because the music is industry. Musical industry is controlled by the negative side of the world. It's like how the media houses and information is taken over by five major corporations, which give you the message that they want you to hear, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if the musicians are giving a vocal message contrary or alien to what they desire, then you're threatened. And your music will be shelved and you won't get the airplay through the media of radio, television, etc. Unless you like how hip hop started, you press your records and you sell them on the streets, da da da. So the message goes out still. But the media said you have a red light on your music. You don't have a green light go. And so I can understand how young artists coming in with a vision for doing certain things get frustrated and as they say go on to take a 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because the pressure is there and you can't survive. Lady Saw said when she came in, she had to start singing certain way to get make a living. They didn't want to hear the message. But she gave thanks, did her stuff, and right. But for a while she had to veer. So many of them had to jump off and do a little slackness or some little da da da, right? To get the media and them taking their music and promoting it.
Yeah.
While when the other songs which they had, which were positive and that, it's sidelined.
Mm.
Have my music been sidelined on the radios and stuff, my dear, for years and years and years,
Mm-hmm.
right? Trust me. So we know, and if you're not able to survive by some other means, it's difficult. You yourself, if you don't mind, you have to go become a beggar or a thief. You know,
And that's not a joke. That's reality right there. That is
that
the
is it.
real. Yeah.
And it's the music is music is some of the rebel youths who, because most musicians, a lot of them are on a hair trigger in a sense, because they could have been as turbulence. I could have been the terriblest, right? Da da da, right? So music is a way we take some of them out of that line of thought to go into badness, rudeness, because a lot of us were rebellious youths rebelling against the system that was there. And so, we never take up guns, go da da da. But the word is the strongest weapon, you
Yeah.
know. And the word takes on flesh, it becomes even more dangerous. So that is the mission for the musicians who are supposed to lead the way in these times. And Rastafari and music coming from that maroon spirit of resistance,
Mm-hmm.
like in your immune system. If a virus or something comes to attack you, your warriors inside defend. And if you see something visually now, the mind going to tell you you have to defend against this physical attack or abrasion or whatever is happening. See? So we that is the maroon spirit. It comes from there fighting against the colonials. It comes through to the three finger jacks and the tackies and the nannies, right? The sojourner troops and yeah, Mary Sequel, yeah, the ones, the resistance
Yeah.
fighters,
The resistance
right?
fighters.
The resistance fighter, which
What?
the Aluta continues through the fire of these ones. And if, to put a meal on the table when you have responsibilities, wow, yeah, we can see how some people under circumstances yield to temptation and maybe veer a little bit from what they would like to be saying, but they know that the systems like the girly and the under the this and the that and the nastiness which was promoted after the chop the tree or reggae and putting the slackness into it, the degradation into it, right? And it's all been happening from in Jamaica from the 80s coming up, and in America being told by the industry to likewise do things which take you off course, send you down in a cul-de-sac, send you in a dead end, right? And when you're doing that, as I say, what monkey see, monkey do, what parrot hear, parrot speak. So the children, right, who is the future for tomorrow, today, right? When you're misleading them and casting them astray, what type of shepherd, what type of teaching is this for your future when you're carrying them totally off course?
What is your message? What is your message to the your fans, your followers? Because you do have persons that are reached out to me, and likewise with hearing this interview, in terms of your music and what you have, even plans for the future. What message do you have for those persons who would like to still keep on listening to your music, or what can they expect as recordings for the future?
It's always going to be en route
Mm-hmm.
because if you listen to a track called Tune In, Turn On, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be still, listen to the silence within. Come get turned on to creation's wavelengths. Tune into life's symphonic orchestration, mystical movements of creation, expressing irations, vibration. Tune in, turn on. Gaddafi, tune in, turned on. Mahatma Gandhi, tune in, turn on. Right? Mandela, tune in, turn on. Bob Marley, or whatever, tune in, turn on. No stimulants can take you higher over and above all earthly frustrations, temptations, and all distractions, because you'll be filled with total such satisfaction. Tune in, turn on. Sister Nanya, the Maroons, tune in, Sojourner Truth. You know, few more people turn on. Now, so many right visions they don't hold fast. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
share with you an experience. Prophets and poets, artists too, singers, musicians, and scientists do give expression of vibrations with mystical movements of creation. Tune in, turn on. Yeah, right? So that in itself is a message of what we are trying to be in harmony with symphonic vibration, mystical movements of creation, right? And so in my future, I'm attuned to 12 o'clock, the harmony of life, to balance the scales, right? So that my message all along will be coming off of that course in various ways that we can express it, right? Doesn't have to be aggressive but truthful in what the expression is that the parrots can hear, right? And the monkeys can see. The monkeys can see. So to my fans, I would say it's always going to be en route along the via of life, trying to be in harmony with the I am, the unfolding vibration of love. And that is what I am. I can be nothing else apart from this. As I say, there's a song which I did with, the friends. They have a video. It's called, what is it called? Where are you going to from here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going my way, leaving what's left behind. Too many wrongs, too many fights, too many bad thoughts, too many not caring, too many not sharing, and far too little I see. Yeah, we've been hot and thirsty, cold and hungry too. You know, people laugh, talk, no, saying things they don't really know. But I'm not going to fight on, letting the light of love lead I on, making sure my hands are clean and my heart remains pure. Majesty, here I cry. Let not thy wrath fall on I, because I am going highway, you know. So that is Kiddus in essence.
This world, we find it everywhere. Mankind are wanting peace, wanting peace. Good peoples of the world are different colors, class and creed, wanting peace. And I have hopes, and I have dreams of us seeing mankind rise above the petty differences separates us and let's share the joy, share the joy. When we get together, you and I, together now. When we get together, you and I, we let the problems of this earth not be caused by mankind. No, 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 no. We let Mother Nature carry us through our paces, woe from day to day. Hey, and teach us to face up to our problems together now. The sun will rise, the seas will surge, and the winds will typhoon, cyclone. Oh, yeah. When we get together, we share the joys, together now. When we get together, spread the joy, together now. When we get together, you and I.
Yes, you are vibing to the sounds of Kiddus I, and I tell you, when we are talking about professional music and an all-round set of collection, have items and music that you cannot deny exactly the sound of this artist and what he has brought to the forefront. And right here on Music Connect Africa, we are the music industry, where we bring to you, we are the hub for the music industry news, insights, and each and every week we look forward to entrepreneurial professionals who are the driving forces behind the scene. It gives me great pleasure to highlight the players who exercise tenacity, drive, and whom create smoother operative systems of this business called the music and entertainment. I give to you Kiddus I, and ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to stay with us each and every week and check out our Entrepreneur e-series right here on Music Connect Africa, where you can listen to other artists just as much as Kiddus I and what exactly their involvement within the music industry has been. And as we delve into the insights, as we delve into from the very beginning, how they got started, where they are, and what to look forward to, such as this awesome rendition that we have going on right here with none other than Kiddus I, who does not disappoint and he always come corrected. Yes, my name is Dr. Empress Rose, and it's always a pleasure to tap in each and every week and vibe with you right here on the E-Series. Keep it locked. We are going to vibe out with Kiddus Eyes when we get there. My oh my, is this a classic mix? I would love to see Kiddus Eye in the background with some symphony orchestra backing this song, because it is a classic, and this is a song that will stand the test of time. This is why we always bring to you persons within the industry who are there, who are still standing, who gives us music that stand the test of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Kiddus I. Have yourselves a blessed rest of day.
We let the problems of this earth not be caused by mankind. No, 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 no. We let Mother Nature carry us through our paces, woe from day to day. Hey, and teach us to face up to our problems together now. The sun will rise, the seas will surge, and the winds will typhoon, cyclone. Oh yeah. When we get together, we share the joys, together now. When we get together, spread the joy, together now. When we get together, you and I. So when we get together, you and I. Somehow, somewhere, we share together now. You and I. We will learn to share. So I'm chanting out. When we get together, crying out. When we get together, for the little time you've got passing through this life. When we get together, let's surprise them, you and I, and get together now. Let's get together now.